Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sale because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sale because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sale because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sale because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sale because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of
from Studio 6B, 8 o'clock on the East Coast, Wednesday, February 12th. Real America's Voice and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio. Welcome on in, everybody. Glad you're in. Lots to do on a busy Wednesday. Slick Rick Amorati's going to have sports. Slickster, how are you?
I'm doing great, Big D. What's going on tonight?
Not much. Looking forward to a big night. How was your day today?
Very good. A busy night day, but good busy night, good busy day. You know the whole bit.
Wearing your purple paisley tonight. I like that.
Absolutely.
Paisley Park.
Paisley Park. That's right.
All right, very good. Rick Delgado's going to do some news. Mr. Delgado, how are you?
I am good.
Lots of news.
Lots of news.
Lots of news.
Lots of donuts, lots of news.
Lots of clips, lots of donuts, lots of news. Exactly.
And I housed my donut.
Okay, very good.
Hopefully the news is more fresh than the donuts.
You know what?
Yeah, I hope the news is fresher than the donuts you
We're
brought.
never getting donuts again now. We know
I
this.
don't make the
Right now.
donuts.
Yeah, we
I
noticed.
just buy them.
You only go to the on sale rack.
Yeah,
Delgado brings donuts because he has to kiss up to the crew, Aaron and Fran, deals with all of his just requests. He's like, oh, God, it's just the request after request after request all day long.
You make it
He's
seem
high
like
maintenance.
You make it seem
exactly.
like I am high maintenance. I am not high maintenance.
Oh.
It's just that you've anointed me with so much responsibilities in terms of news, Damon, that I feel I need to make sure I provide us with enough to pick from. So when you ask, hey, did you grab that clip? I can say, yes, I did. And you feel like you're getting your money's worth.
Are you saying you're delivering responsible news to this show?
I am saying I'm
Good
the
luck.
most important person on this show.
Yes, you
the
are.
hardest.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Delgado?
Because there is so much going
That's
on.
very good reasoning. I like that.
That's
very
a lot
good.
of garbage.
Right, Aaron knows. Aaron from downtown.
Aaron, switch. Paul Nolan's here. He's going to do some news as well. Mr. Nolan, welcome back. How was your vacation?
It was a good time. A lot of fun. A lot of R&R. Got some golfing. That was the bad and the ugly. It was,
You shoot your
Don't
temperature?
talk to me. Got golfing.
I got 3 rounds.
Oh,
3 rounds of
come
what?
on. My back.
Bourbon?
Talk about a knife in the back again. I've been dealing with a knife in the back for 3 nights.
Oof.
And now another one. Wow. How'd you play?
The first day would have had no expectations. I was quite good.
That was definitely your best one, right? Of course.
And
Yeah.
then the next day, I figured I could break my 90.
You went out there focused and ready to shoot.
And all I did was break my heart. And then I okay on the last day.
Okay.
Yeah, what is okay? 88?
No, 94.
Oh, okay.
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 Listen, what do they say about only 8% of the people who play golf in the world can break 100 on a consistent basis, right? Maybe even lower than that.
Is that right?
So, yeah, there's a stat out there, something like that. It's like 8% or something like that.
And Big D, you're one of them, right?
I used to be. I don't know if I would
you
be
used to be a
anymore.
good golfer.
Honestly,
You used
I
to
don't
be a
know.
scratch golfer.
I've seen
My back.
You used to scratch your back.
I have a problem with hitting the ball through the giraffe's legs at this point.
I know you swing. I've seen you swing.
I know you swing.
I've seen that
you
swing.
All right, well, listen, we have to have a serious conversation here tonight. I got to get right into the clips.
What do you mean?
Because the resistance is strong, ladies and gentlemen. The resistance is strong. They are really getting together. They are coming up with very ingenious ways to show the resistance and how they're going to push back against this president. And I think, at some point, its playtime is over, and you have to start taking them seriously.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And today was that turning point for me. I said, okay. I think after seeing this, Elon and President Trump, I think, are probably rethinking a lot of what they're doing. Roll it in.
Like they need to concede some of these attacks because the people have unified and rose up.
They have they have decided that they've drawn their line of they're not going to let them go any further. And they've really decided how to get the message across that they mean business. Roll it, Aaron.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against DOGE. We'll fight Elon Musk. No,
This reminds me of the movie Glory.
within our walls, we'll fight from dawn to dusk. Oh, which side are you on? Which side
The homeless guy in the background wondering which way to go.
Which side are you on?
Tell me now.
Which side are you on?
Oh,
Trump's
Lordy.
coming for
Oh, Lordy, bring me
unions.
power.
He wants
rebuke you,
us
Satan.
all to fail. He wants us to bow
Where's the
to
howling
him,
dog
but
button?
we want him in jail.
That didn't rhyme.
Which side are you
It doesn't have to rhyme.
I was so
Which
disappointed.
side
That
are you on?
Dusk and Musk
Which
rhymes.
side are you on? Which side
What is this, the
are
extended
you
mix here?
on? They say in the
yes, the
capital
third
city there are no neutrals found.
I'm just surprised they didn't come up with a dance number with it.
The Union or a scabby Musk bloodhound.
Oh, a Musk bloodhound.
Are you on?
Dang, she nailed that one.
Which side are you on?
Take it home now.
Which side are you on?
Break it down.
Which side are you on? Don't take that
I'm on the side with the mute button.
Yeah, I'm on the side with the nuke button.
To Trump's side.
Aaron, come on, blow this
Us
up.
workers haven't got a chance.
She's the only one that knows the words, though.
Blow it up.
Oh,
One
which
more
side are you on?
Take it home now.
Which side are you on?
I can't believe how you're letting this roll, Big D. I mean, man.
Which side are you
I wish,
Big finish.
I wish we had a telestrator like
That's crazy
on
down
the
already.
football games. If you can highlight each individual person, there was mental illness on every one of their faces.
Here's what I want to tell you. I want you to listen now.
I'm listening.
Listen up, all of you.
Come on.
That is not the craziest clip tonight. I want to set the bar now. I want to set the bar now.
Wow.
That is not the craziest clip tonight, and that is not the craziest Crazy Town
You have
tonight.
a second crazy
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh,
town? Now, do you have the Bon Iver version of this song coming
No,
up? Is that
and
it?
I don't have one that Dr. Dre wrote a beat to it yet.
Damn.
But if he did, that would be a banger. But this lady does not have me fooled. See, I heard this, and I was able to keep my food down, get a good laugh out of it. But then I started to think, I have heard this woman sing before. I have heard this woman sing before, and I think I know exactly where it was. Aaron?
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
Taste the biscuit, of course.
What the hell is
You remember this?
Taste the honey sauce.
I think it's the same
Taste
woman.
the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.
You have to have the honey sauce.
Don't get that honey sauce on me.
Hey,
No.
I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
No.
okay. All right, Aaron, good. So how'd you like to walk into a store and see that duo, by the way?
That's like walking into Uncle Giuseppe's these
go.
days, isn't it?
Yeah. So that crazy
Studio 6C.
that crazy down the hall. That crazy town is not the craziest crazy town of the night, and that clip is not the craziest clip of the night. So that'll leave you into suspense of what possibly could be coming. Right, Slick?
oh yeah. Woo.
I mean, to be serious for a second now.
Why now?
Why? You haven't been for the last first 15 minutes.
We may never lose another election again. If
Now I
Thank
know
God.
which side
Thank
you're
God.
on.
I mean,
this is what the resistance is going to be.
yeah, if you think about it.
A bunch of cat ladies out of tune.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, careful with
They
those
couldn't-
cat ladies.
They couldn't carry a tune if it had a handle. It's glorious. Keep doing that. I'm waiting for the follow-up hit.
Did you see the background singers? They all looked like paid homeless dudes. Like, what was it? Was they had no idea what they were doing there, and the crowd was just as big as the people on the stage. Would they have like 45 people there?
Well, yeah, you know, they got the camera low to get that angle to make it look like there's a lot of people there.
Right.
But like, who comes up with? I know those of you who I've ruined your dinner. I'm sorry. Who comes up with that idea and says, "No, this is a good idea. This is how to show that we're in the game. We're standing up, man. This is how we do it." I don't know, but
It's formidable.
man, that is formidable. Yeah,
It's great. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. You know what? Keep it coming.
Yeah.
I need more of that, actually. I need more of it.
So besides that, what's the big headline? Tulsi Gabbard's in. Paul, I'll come to you first because I know this is your girl. You got to be happy to see this happen today, right?
You know, I've been saying for years when the people who are for the people, like the Ron Pauls, and we would say back in the day that the RNC, the DNC, two corrupt organizations, the only way to ever break that paradigm of BS is to have people like her cross the line, like a Dennis Kucinich back in the day. People like that who would not ideologically driven, and they were reasonable and honorable. And now we have RFK coming next, and then all we need is cash. And once that happens, man, if these first 3 weeks don't tell us that the game is over, wait till these people start making the moves in, because what Tulsi's her power over that position, especially what they do with USAID together, this is going to be a game changer. I'm excited to watch it. You know, this get the popcorn ready. That's how I feel.
Yeah, exactly. Here's cut number 10. Here is the aforementioned Pam Bondi, Attorney General. What do you call it? She is swearing in Tulsi Gabbard as the new Director of National Intelligence. This is cut 14. Tulsi getting sworn in. Check this out. Cut 14.
Constitution, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I, Tulsi Gabbard, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully.
That I will well and faithfully.
Discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
Discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
There you have it. Two people that the left said you'd never see in a Trump administration. Strong, smart women.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Yeah, where's
Right
Mark
there.
Cuban?
Exactly.
Chuck Schumer today was on the floor before Tulsi got sworn in and confirmed. Here was Chuck's take on what was going on.
Objectively, I think most senators would agree there are better choices to lead national intelligence. You know what my guess is? If we had a secret ballot, Gabbard might get 10 votes and 40 against her from the other side. People know. That's why they raise so many questions. But Donald Trump and Elon Musk evidently threaten them, and they're changing their view.
Okay, Schmucky thinks that Republicans would actually, in a private vote, would only 10 of them would vote for her.
Right.
This is his take.
And he seems to be of the mind that, oh my goodness, an elected official might threaten another elected official. If you don't vote for what I want, you're not going to get what you want.
That sounds like projecting.
Yes.
13 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B, just getting started on a Wednesday night. We're back. Sports, news, all coming up right after this.
I honestly thought you were going to think this.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
I'll take
We'll
the
fight
eggplant
Elon
Parmesan.
From
I love
dawn
that.
till dusk.
We just need Dre to come up with a beat, and that is a banger, man.
As long, you know what? Maybe we could get a, what do you call it? Who did Super Bowl?
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
Maybe he could do a diss track to that to Drake.
You enjoyed that?
No, enjoyed it. No, I enjoyed it. First thing, I thought Kendrick Lamar was a basketball player. I had no idea he was a singer.
Boy, believe it, the Seattle Supersonics.
I had no idea who he was.
Chat. What's going on?
Paul, they say we're old.
What key is that? That's definitely the key of non-binary
Old,
for
young,
sure.
different. That was awful.
It was terrible.
The key of
Child of the King, $10. Damon, how's your back, brother? And my back is not great, but good enough for me to sit here.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. I'm surprised you bounced back so quick.
How much will it cost me to stop any more musicals from the left? No, there's no price.
It really depends on which side.
Stop trying to get in front of my comedy. That is comedic gold right there. Which side are you on? I'm going to sing it to you guys in the chat all night, so I hope you're...
You're going to play that on the piano for us, Big D.
Yeah.
Come on.
Damon, what kind of honey sauce are you on tonight?
Every kind.
Choose the biscuit. Get my honey sauce.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the
my honey
biscuit.
sauce. I don't like the way it mixes
Taste
with
the
my mac
honey
and
sauce.
cheese.
Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.
Oh,
Where did you find this song?
Don't get that honey sauce on me.
I played it back at Thanksgiving.
I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
What is this from?
Oh, this is from the card store.
Oh.
These two perform in the card store. You can walk in there. And
Taste
this is the song they're
goodness of
singing.
the biscuit.
Is this an original?
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's a cover, Paul.
Taste the
They are
butter
talented.
spread.
We should
Yeah.
maybe get
Taste
them
the
on.
goodness of the biscuit with the
They're
butter
better than the
spread.
opening act we saw tonight.
To get your butter spread all on me.
Look at all the green here.
I don't like the way it mixes with my mac and cheese.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Come on. I need to put my hat on when I
Almost
sing
certainly
that.
ain't no Delbert.
Ain't no Delbert, I'll tell you that right now.
That ain't
no
Delbert. Giving up for your love.
Giving it up for your love.
If you'd like to
What's
watch
going
the
on,
documentary
Sarge?
that's from, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, there's a documentary about these two.
It's called Chicken in the Shadows.
Chicken in the Shadows, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Please tell me he's kidding.
And you were a music teacher, Damon? Yes, yes. I wish I had this song back then. I would have done...
Yeah. If you were a good music teacher.
Seventeen past the hour, live from Studio 6B. I don't know why people in the chat are telling me to stop singing.
No, you're a good singer.
Yeah, you got some good honey sauce
He's a
coming
good
out.
singer.
Thank you. The Valiant Steve on YouTube says, keep singing, Big D. It's awesome. Thank you very much, Valiant Steve. I'm down with that.
Come on.
You didn't catch the irony of that, right? They're just telling you to keep doing it.
Shut up, Delgado. 17 past the hour.
They've been telling you that for 5 years, Delgado. What are you talking about?
Delgado's going to do the news. Paul Nolan's going to do
That's
some
my honey
news as
sauce.
well. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. And like I said, one crazy town wasn't enough for tonight. The real crazy town is coming up. We'll get to that in a little bit. But let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and our friends over at MyPillow. Use our code LFS6B if you're going to shop at MyPillow. It'll give you a great savings. Use it at checkout. Right there where it says promo code, plug in LFS6B, hit apply, and watch the savings in your cart. That's what it does. Slick's got sports. Slickster, what's going on?
All right, let's go to the scoreboard as we always start off every sports segment on LFS6B. NCAA men's basketball Division I right now. Number 9, St. John's taking on Villanova. Big D, good game. 73-71, the Novas lead with 9
Rick
seconds
Pitino's doing
to
a hell of a job over there, I'll tell you that.
Oh, my
But
goodness.
this is a tight game, Big D. Only 9 seconds to go in the second half.
9 seconds?
2-point game, so we'll see what happens there. That's a lifetime in basketball. We
You
know
like
that.
both of those teams, Slick?
I do.
Which side are you on?
I'm with the Redmen.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. It's the
All right,
side
good.
I'm on, brother. Okay, we got Ole Miss, number 19, Ole Miss, taking on South Carolina, 44-33, 17 to go there in the second half. Also, second half, 15 to go. Louisville taking care of business against NC State, 50-32. Duke, number 3, Duke, hosting California. That's a 9 p.m. tip-off, as is Arizona State and Texas Tech, along with Oklahoma and Missouri, and then also LSU, Arkansas. NHL, Canada and Sweden getting ready to drop the puck in just a few minutes. We got this great, the big four, right? Sweden, Finland, USA, and Canada all battling it out, all the big stars. So no NHL All-Star game, Paul. We talked about this. I know you're a massive hockey fan, even bigger than I am at this point. And I got to tell you, that's going to be a lot of fun to see who pulls it out for the NHL big championship there with all the big four teams, the international.
it's
I
exciting
love the
stuff.
format.
Me too. I like it too. It's just, I just think it should be a summertime thing. When we need a break in the summer, you know, when NHL is gone, I would much rather see it in the summer, not break up the league, because then we could have like eight nations, you know, like do like the World Cup again.
Be a lot of fun, but I still just the same. I like the fresh look because I'm tired of the whole, that format with the NHL playing each other 4-on-4. Hey, this is a good thing, so we'll keep track of that. NBA action, Big D. The Celtics at the TD Garden right now, 66-47, leading the Spurs at the half. Good one, Hornets and Magic. Hornets up 46-45, 12 to go there in the third. Also at the half, the Wizards 60-40. 147 over the Pacers down in D.C. Sixers, what do you know? They're trailing the Nets now in Brooklyn. That'd be 40-34. My Sixers are totally toast. That's the second quarter right now, 7:44. The game's already over. Knicks looking good, 49-37 over the Hawks in the Garden, 8:56 to go there in the second. The Cavs over the Raptors, 53-25, 8:15 to go there in the second as well. Pistons and Bulls just underway, Bucks, Timberwolves as well. A couple other games going on. We'll get to that a little bit later. Let me get to a quick story, if I may, and that would be Maine's school sports officials reject Trump's orders will allow transgender athletes. What do you expect up north? They're liberal as could be. Warner Todd, Houston, and Brightboard. The governing body for school sports in the state of Maine officially rejected President Donald Trump's new Title IX rules and will continue to allow transgender athletes to play in girls' and women's sports, its director says. You believe this, Delgado? Yeah. Mike
Maybe they should have watched the press conference with the Attorney General today. What she thinks about people defying the president orders or federal law, but maybe they didn't have a chance to watch it.
Apparently not, but Mike Burnham, executive director of the Maine Principals Association, MPA, they got their own acronym, Big D, confirmed on Wednesday that it will not abide by Trump's executive order to keep men out of women's sports, Fox News reported. The executive order and our Maine State Human Rights Act are in conflict, and the Maine's Principals Association, MPA, will continue to follow state law regarding gender identity, Burnham insisted. Burnham added that he is instructing all schools in Maine to follow the Maine Human Rights Act and will not implement any policies to the contrary. Standing his ground, Big D. The staff at the MPA will closely monitor any updates from federal and state authorities regarding the potential impact of the president's executive order on high school sports participation and adjust its policies accordingly, Burnham said. They were adjusting a lot of things, right? The president signed an executive order banning transgender athletes from playing in women's sports and girls' sports on February 5th. Of course, we saw that. It was fantastic. Consequently, the federal state Title IX rules were altered to that effect, and schools that refuse to obey the order risk having their federal funding withdrawn. Put Maine on that list, Big D. Their funds need to be withdrawn because those federal funds, those are buku dollars that come in. So anyway, it goes on to detail the rest of the part of it. But not to ad nauseum keep going on about it, Big D. But yeah, so Maine is putting their foot in the ground, telling the President Trump that, you know what, we don't want to abide by Title IX. Well, we'll see how their federal funding goes. Yep, and that's a wrap in sports. Back to you.
All right, Slickster, very good. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the promo code to use. There's a lot of strange things going on in the Northeast these days. Maine, Connecticut, Massachusetts. A lot of strange things going on. We'll get to a little bit of that later. Let's do some news, though, right now. There's a lot of news going on today. And here with the news is Rick Delgado. News brought to you by Freedom Force Nutrition. Great supplements, vitamins for men and women on the homepage live from studio6b.com. Check them out. 15% off right now. Delgado, what's going on?
All right. Well, you talk about a lot going on, and Aaron, you are correct. There is a lot going on. Elon Musk's DOGE team, I should say, has successfully canceled, check this out, millions of dollars of government contracts that the administration said were a waste of taxpayer dollars. A senior administration official told Fox News Wednesday that DOGE has worked with various agencies to cancel several contracts in the Social Security Administration, the Department of Homeland Security and Labor, and several other areas. Taxpayer dollars will no longer be wasted on nonsense, told this official said. Canceling the spending includes a $36,000 contract for DEI-related workshops at Homeland Security. That sounds like fun. How about $1 million contract that was canceled that supports the Gender X initiative, whatever that is, and involves public-facing Social Security applications that allow for a non-binary field when it comes to your Social Security. That's very important. At the Department of Agriculture, a $1 million contract for a diversity communications campaign so they could communicate diversely, I guess, for agricultural professionals has been canceled. Also, contracts being canceled at the Forest Service, a branch of the USDA, including one for $375,000, a good chunk of change to any regular American on DEI, and onboarding services for another $30,000 for, get this, Central America Assessment Consultant. So you can get some money if you're a Central American consultant for DEI stuff. The Department of Agriculture also canceled a $230,000 contract for Brazil Forest and Gender. consultant services. So the forest, I guess, has a gender now, because according to this, they had a contract with Brazil for the forest and gender consultant. You can't make it up. Department of Labor, according to the official, will cancel a $4 million contract with DEI Consultation Services for its Jobs Corps program, and the EPA is also canceling another $100,000 two-year subscription to Gartner HR leaders to obtain research and advisory services. Blah, blah, blah. You guessed it. Diversity, equity, inclusion, and now they've added another word, accessibility. DOGE has posted...
They didn't add stupidity?
Yeah, that's the only word missing out of there. From what I understand, too, there is now a website where people can go online and check out everything that DOGE is doing, so you can see, you can follow it for yourself. Many Democrats, of course, we know, are railing against DOGE. There was a subcommittee hearing today. There are a couple clips we've got from that. We'll play that a little bit later. But that's all the news for right now.
God, I thought there was transparency.
I know, it's crazy. You can see what they're doing.
It's so weird.
26 past the hour. More news with Paul Nolan as well. And Rick Delgado coming up. Back right after this.
He's not the greatest speaker, but man, he is such a sharp guy. He's not like the quickest tongue, but he's such a sharp guy. Oof.
It's almost like he's tongue-tied and nervous sometimes.
Yeah, right?
Who's the wackadoodle on CNBC who was ripping Trump apart and saying, you can't talk more than Trump at a presser? He goes, Musk used 3,672 words and Trump only used 2,100. I'm like, is the TDS that insane? They actually counted how many words each one of them said at that presser.
You got 3 super chats going on. You got a couple super chats. Get to the YouTube. People are coining up. They're coining up, Big D.
You have them in front of you? Slick, read them.
Okay, well, we got John Q. Public, $10. President Trump, please.
Thank you.
We the people need an executive order acknowledging the Second Amendment preemption and the supremacy clause equals national constitutional carry. Thank you, sir, and LFS 6B. That's John Q. Public, our man. Good guy. Let's see. We got G-Dog, Big D, 1999. Great song. To all blue states, kiss the ring or no cha-ching.
Like
Kiss the ring or no cha-ching. I like that one. G-Dog.
Thank you very much.
Look, you read
I love you.
This could be Aaron, let's think about maybe we do a little segment here. Slick reads super chats or something with a little intro, because I like the way he reads these.
I get a little Trump pinch to that. Yep.
Better
His
than I
Watchman,
do.
Big D, another dime. $9.99. His Watchman. What does he say? Nothing. He just sends the money. Beautiful. We love it. $9.99.
How do you read that good?
I think this is a segment.
There was nothing there, and he still read it good.
The YouTube bucks. There's nothing. Hey,
you know how Jimmy Kimmel and those lamos do that mailbag or read mean tweets and all that crap?
Yeah.
We could do something like Slick reads super chats in the break.
I need my own Tonight
Needs
show.
like a little intro.
Tonight and good night.
I'll draft up something.
Problem is, digital juice is gone, and that's where I got a lot of these intros.
Well,
do you know that, Fran?
I gave you a few there.
Oh, yeah, I saw that when that happened.
Hey, send your money to the YouTube chat. I'll read your chat. Come on, I'll give you the fire. Let's go. Pony up those
The
10,
lifetime
12.
subscription didn't specify which lifetime.
Delgado doesn't want to pay for pizza ever again on a Friday night.
That's right.
Neither do I. Big D, come on, we got the pies lined up.
I don't think you do. Last time I checked.
No, we haven't. Big D's been very generous. Last time I ponied up at 20 for pizza was about 2 months ago. I got extra pepperoni when I ponied up, though.
You got the meatloaf.
I got that meatlovers.
Eat the sausage.
Just eat the sausage. Do you know what's funny? So Hochul had an event at the airport today. I did not get an invite, and I was supposed to get an invite. I wonder why I didn't get one. I'm giving him a lot of credit. Well. I should have been there. I got a lot of stake in that freaking...
past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Wednesday night, February 12th. Real America's Voice and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio. Glad you're in, everybody. Slick's doing sports. Delgado's doing news. Paul Nolan's going to do some news as well. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. Should we do the crazy town here?
Yeah, that's what we do in the second half.
All right, so let's
save it.
Let's do our second crazy town of the night because, as I told you, which side are you on is not the craziest clip of the night.
It's
believe
not.
it or not. It actually looks like a very sane clip compared to real crazy town. This is Worcester, Mass. Had a city council meeting.
Oh boy,
Worcester,
and they were discussing making the city. Let me get the exact wording. So you get the idea here. This was a meeting on making Worcester, Massachusetts. They were voting on whether they wanted to become a sanctuary city for transgender and gender diverse people. That brings us to Crazy Town. Roll it, Aaron.
I've already seen it.
I need the city to protect me because the federal government won't. And if you think you're afraid of Trump, you should see how afraid of Trump I am.
Can you wrap up, please?
We can see
Yes, I can.
She's not.
She's in disguise.
You say that you're afraid of Trump, and that's why you don't want the city to be a safe space
I
for
want a
trans
Happy Meal
people.
right now.
You better prepare for trans people to make this a very unsafe space.
I'm shaking right now. I don't want to be here.
Please.
I'm sorry, am I taking too long pleading for my life?
You remembered how many children I have and that 2 of them are trans.
I speak as both the B and the T in the LGBT.
I'm multiply disabled. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder that causes me immense physical pain. I'm on the autism spectrum.
You don't say.
And I have narcolepsy, and I couldn't drive myself here, so I had to hide from my driver.
Too bad it didn't kick in.
I was in drag, which is not an easy thing to do in drag.
I do not want to be here. It's my day off. I do not want to be in your DMs. I do not want to be in your email inboxes. I do not want my creativity writing diss tracks like Kendrick. I don't want to spend an hour applying glitter on my face so that you will hear and see me. I want you to listen to me.
Let us remember that the Nazis burned the books that the Nazis burned books on gender sciences first. Now the administration has villainized and marginalized migrant workers, trans, LGBT people, and even special needs.
Of course, we need to continue celebrating Black History Month because in spite of what's coming down from Washington, we all know that we all exist and we all need to be recognized for our existence.
But be aware that you are a guest in my house when you come. And when you come, know that there are strong queer and trans people in my classroom who will collect you with the quickness.
My name in drag is Dee Dee Delight. And my name out of drag is Dewey Cosgrove Atienza.
Laddie LaRouge, he, they, in drag, District 3.
My legal name is Olivia D'Ambrosio. My public name is Livy Scanlon. My wife and I own a home in the Canal District.
I speak as someone who is always considered all the time.
It does this when it's
People
told.
refer to me as sir when I prefer to be referred to as ma'am. I speak as someone who is afraid to use public toilets. I speak as someone who is a member of this community.
She's a real fat person.
And is a queer person.
You have to imagine being me and my wife, fearing that our marriage rights will be stripped away at any moment.
Please, I only have so much time. Please, Joe's going to cut me off.
Which matters more? Covering the legal fees of systemic police brutality or protecting the lives of queer people in our community? How many lives have to be lost before you consider fighting back against fascism and corruption?
I get that some of you care more about easy funding than trans lives and don't mind Nazis for some whatever reason, but
Normally I would say good evening, but through the chair I will only impart my sour grapes.
It's an extremely emotional and taxing thing to stand up here as part of the trans and gender diverse community.
My name is Katie. I'm from District 5, and I'm speaking in support of agenda items 10B and 14B.
District 5?
Right now in our country, Trump is threatening the trans and gender diverse community.
Oh, another song.
Another chant.
That's great.
Oh my gosh.
Right now, that cop is going to go home tonight and tell his wife that he quits.
He quits. Whoa. That was fire.
Well, you were right, D.
You were right.
It's a good time.
City council meeting in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Talk about people of color.
Who knew that Worcester was full of such massholes?
Yeah, Worcester. I can't believe
Worcester.
Worcester.
Is it time to start having some serious conversations about mental illness in this country?
Yes.
Well beyond that.
To me, I just want to, there should be a study on what their algorithm feeds them and why they're so pliable. This is just mental illness.
I mean,
it's crazy. All you can do is pray for them. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Pray for them.
Yeah.
Good, well put.
Laughing at them helped.
Now you got to pray for them.
I had a conversation with somebody about this clip today. I showed it to them. I said, I'm gonna talk about this tonight. I'm gonna play this tonight. I said, I just can't even believe this clip is real. And they made that point, Paul, about mental illness. How it used to be like hush hush, and now it's become so
celebrated
between Obama and Biden and this lurch into this absolute craziness. It's like you don't even think about saying no. You all need psychologists and psychiatrists
and medication.
That's what you all need, because this is truly mental illness.
I think they're over medicated already. I think that's part of it. I will bet every one of them takes at least 7 pharmaceuticals every day.
You know what I think of it too? And I'm not sure which one of you mentioned it. Which one, when you said which ones are the most pliable? I think that was you, Paul, right?
Yeah.
Is that a lot of these people, they just want to be part of the group.
Without a doubt.
Right? They want to feel like they belong to something. So they latch on to this group because, well, they'll accept me.
Exactly.
Right?
And
because
they double down on crazy.
Right.
And crazy is a celebration.
Right.
The crazier you are, the more celebrated, the more clout you get in your circle of crazy.
Right. But I don't believe they're crazy. I just think they just want to fit in somewhere.
I think it's a combination of both.
How you have those kids that are growing up, they don't fit into the jocks. They're not one of these. They're not one of those. They're not the cool. They're not the plastics. Whatever. They found a group that accepts them no matter what they look like or how they talk or what they do. And all they got to do is put on a wig and say, I'm non-binary and I'm in.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think two things could be true at the same time. And I think mental illness and that exact thing are going on at the same time. Plus quite a few other weird things because that's just mental illness right before your eyes and it's celebrated.
Yeah.
The celebrated part is the part that's made it to the point that we're at.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's been celebrated. That's exactly the point where it was never celebrated.
Yeah.
It was hush, hush, get the help you. Now it's celebrated.
Right.
And it continues to push it more mainstream to this point where you get a city council meeting. Could you ever imagine a city council meeting that this is the majority of what it looks like?
No.
When we were kids? Board of Ed meeting or city council meeting that looked like this?
No. Definitely not.
No way.
If someone told you this was in a book, you wouldn't even say, I'm not reading that. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. What? You want to be a what city and you're going to have who there to what? I mean, wild. Just wild. All right, 39 past the hour. Let's do some more news and hear what that is. Rick Delgado. What's going on, Delgado?
I don't even know how to
follow up that. Huh?
Yeah, that's a tough act.
Do you have the story of Zelensky selling the weapons that we provided him on the black market to the cartels in Mexico?
Get him while it's hot. He's having a closeout sale, Paul. Only got a few more days to go.
Closeout
sale.
No, not exactly. This has to do more with Tom Holman, who is the leader of ICE. He believes that he's running into a problem where they're showing up for bus and they're not finding who they think they're supposed to be finding there, and he believes the leaks are coming from the FBI, among other people. Here is Tom Holman talking about that. Cut number 4 on the leaking of the ICE raids and warning the worst of the worst to get out of there before ICE shows up. Cut 4.
Tom, where are these leaks coming from?
Well, look, we think it's coming from inside, and we know the first leak of Aurora is under current investigation. We think we identified that person under investigation right now. The California leak, Secretary Noem, she's correct. Some of the information we're receiving tends to lead toward the FBI. But I talked to the Deputy Attorney General all this weekend. They've opened up a criminal investigation, and they have promised that not only this person lose their job and lose their pension, they're going to go to jail. They're going to criminally prosecute. So we're all over it.
Yeah. So there you have it.
Good stuff.
And that's exactly how they should be approaching all this stuff. These people break the law.
You have to.
Not only lose your job, lose your pension, send them to jail. Let them go through the system.
And then
because that's what
that as a deterrent.
Right. That's what needs to be done. Like he said, he thinks it's coming from inside, and they think they know who that leaker is, at least for the Aurora raid that is currently under investigation. The leaked information allowed members of the Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua, to evade capture last week as federal agents were met with mostly empty apartments and buildings. In the end, about 30 people were taken into custody, but none of the members of the gang that they were looking for. He's been, of course, vocal about the dangers of these leaks and emphasizing both operational setbacks and risk to law enforcement because they're basically giving the bad guys a heads up, as he says, so they can escape apprehension. You're putting these officers' lives at risk. It's only a matter of time before we walk into a place where there's going to be a bad guy who doesn't care. He's going to be sitting there waiting to ambush an officer. This is not a game. Meanwhile, the LA Times reported another ICE memo detailing an upcoming raid in LA was leaked as well. The document outlined plans to target individuals without legal status and those with pending removal orders. So all that breaking from Tom Holman and, of course, ICE as they go looking for the worst of the worst to start off and get these people out of the country.
By the way, today confirmed Tulsi Gabbard. Obviously, we talked about DNI. Tomorrow, Robert Kennedy Jr. as HHS Secretary will be confirmed. And then tomorrow, also, they will advance Kash Patel out of the Senate Judiciary Committee on to the full vote somewhere, hopefully this week, but certainly out of committee tomorrow.
Friend of the show.
So... All right, 43 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. We'll do some news with Paul Nolan. More sports with Slick coming up when we get back right after this.
Ripping.
You see that Vince Neil's plane went down, Motley Crue. His girlfriend was on the plane. It crashed on the runway. One person died, not her, but it was that was Monday night, right? Yeah.
Really?
Speaking of Motley Crue, yeah, Vince Neil. You didn't see that?
He died?
No. It was
he owned the plane. He wasn't on it.
He owned the plane. He wasn't on it.
Did everyone on that plane?
The girlfriend was on it, though, Fran.
Yeah, she was hospital.
Well, they got a lot of girlfriends, these guys, too.
There's a next crazy town. Good Lord.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Is that Maxine Poe? No.
It's just more crazy town. I can't even. There's so much between Clown World and Libs of TikTok. The endless crazy just keeps coming. Do you have the Trump clip talking about his phone call with Putin?
He did mention something. I got Trump on Putin and the release of Mark Vogel. Yeah, so it has to do with that. Cut 13 if not.
Okay, we can go to after we just, I mean, he's really going after everybody here, including the war machine. Piggy bank's going to end in Ukraine. This. Oh, gee, still. What's her name? Yeah, he went. What he had to say was absolutely repugnant. I wonder if you could start suing people for lying on TV, like what Schiff said about Tulsi.
A couple more super chats. Child of the King gave us $47.99, Big D, in the super chat tonight.
Wow.
Hold on. Child of the King, another $17 on top of that. Wow, this lady's unbelievable. I have said this for years. They are dropping something in the water. There is no way this many people have lost their marbles all in such a short time. Mental illness has real help. Yeah, it sure does. And she gave a chat earlier, $47.99 super chat, Big D, which I missed, which was really nice as well. So, wow. Child of the King. She's vested in the show, no question. Who else do we have?
Take a little taste of this.
How about another stale donut? You got any of those? Krusty Kreme? Excuse me, Krispy Kreme.
A crunchy.
I'm grateful for the donuts, Rick.
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Wednesday night. Real America's Voice and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio, Suffolk County, New York. Glad you're in, everybody. Slick's been doing sports. He'll do some more here in a second. Rick Delgado's been doing the news. But right now, let's do some news with Mr. Paul Nolan. What's your socials, Paul? Where do people find you on socials?
Well, Twitter's all I'm using these days because, Musk is there. It's Paul_Eggs Nolan. Paul_Eggs Nolan. And I don't know how it happened, but I got canceled on my first one, and I think I accidentally made that when I was drinking bourbon.
Paul, do you charge extra for the eggs?
Oh, yeah.
$1 extra?
Kidding me?
What are the price of your eggs? Yeah, exactly.
You kidding me?
$7?
I'm only eating the good stuff.
All right, what's going on in the news, Paul?
So President Donald Trump on Monday confirmed that he had a good conversation with Putin and Zelensky about ending the Ukraine war, and that negotiations would begin with a planned meeting in Munich with Secretary of State Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance. He said he had spoke with Zelensky of Ukraine. The conversation went very well, he said. President Putin wants to make peace as well. We discussed a variety of topics having to do with the war, but mostly the meeting that is being set up on Friday in Munich with Vice President J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio. He will lead the delegation. So he continued to say, I'm hopeful that the results of the meeting will be positive. It's time to stop the ridiculous war where there have been massive and totally unnecessary death, destruction. God bless the people of Russia and Ukraine. And that call followed an earlier discussion with Putin about the prospect of peace. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth also said on Wednesday who was confirmed that the U.S. would not deploy troops to the Ukraine and indicated that the country would not join NATO and likely have to cede land for the peace agreement. If you have a clip of Trump, he says quite a bit here, but to me, this is a good first step, and I'm happy to see it.
Now, somebody asked President Trump today, do you think that Pete Hegseth did you a disservice today? Did he take away some of your negotiating power by saying whatever he said? And the president said he didn't think so, but I wasn't sure I believed him. Yeah. Did you see that clip?
I saw it, but I think it's something he said in the past anyway, that he didn't see it as something that Ukraine should ever be in NATO.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's just reiterating something that Trump has said in the past.
I do think though Trump would like less said. If I'm negotiating in a deal, if I'm in a deal and I'm in partnerships, I say, guys, look, whoever's leading this meeting, he's the only person who speaks. The least you say, the better off you are. Yes. Really, whoever speaks the most loses in the negotiation.
100%.
So if I'm in a position of power, I have something they want, I'm going to give up as little as possible in terms of knowledge and intention. But Trump does so well, even when he was asked, do you think J.D. Vance would get your nomination for president in 4 years? He said no. Right? Did you see that interview?
Yes.
And I love the way
I think the question was, do you think he's your successor? And he said not necessarily,
He said no, and then not necessarily, which to me is the perfect way to answer that, right? Do you guys agree that make him earn it still?
He has to earn it, no doubt.
He trusts.
Jury's still out.
His jury is still out. He's got 2 more years really before he's got to make that decision. Correct. So I do, when I heard Hegseth say that, I'm glad you brought that up. I thought it was a little bit out of school. Maybe he shouldn't
Out of turn?
I just would rather less said at that point, because Trump's greatest wild card is not just the saber rattling, it's he flings it all over the place, and his unpredictability gives him so much leverage. So I'd prefer less said.
When you make a matter-of-fact statement like NATO's not in their future, it's like you're taking it off the table.
Yeah. So to me, that was...
All right, what's the clip? Let's see the clip here.
Oh, yeah, it's cut number 13. Here is Trump talking about his conversation with Vladimir Putin and also the release of Mark Fogel.
Is that conversation with Putin to start these negotiations part of the deal to bring Fogel home?
No, but it was a nice thing that he allowed Mark Fogel to leave. In fact, Mark wasn't feeling well, but he was all of a sudden about 2 weeks ago, he started being treated very nicely. He said they took him out for haircuts. They took him out. They helped him out a little bit and made him feel better, made him look better. And they were nice to him. And he said, I saw something happening. And it coincided with when I came into office. So that was nice. And he's a fine person. He was so happy to be out. He was there for 3.5 years plus. And he shouldn't have been there at all. They should have had him out much faster than that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Trump was talking about the Biden administration. He said something like, the guy was there for 3.5 years. We got him out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, again, we said this the other day. All these things you see, and this is not, again, I said it then, I'll say it again. It's not to take anything away from Trump, because we know he is uniquely qualified to do what he's doing. But the presidency of the United States comes with significant power. No matter who's in the office, you have the bully pulpit around the world. You can do things like this if you have the will and the strength and the backbone to go do it.
Or your hand is not in the Ukrainian cookie jar.
Exactly.
Because let's be honest, everybody in that Democratic Party has been getting rich off of this economic war they created for the resources of Ukraine. Well, they could sap it all up, use it, abuse it, and not care who lives or dies throughout it. So, to me, it's more about intention than anything else. Hey, everybody, this is a great time.
Where are you going? I was going to say, where are you going, Paul? Speaking of that, getting rich, by the way, did you see Lee Zeldin today? His announcement.
Oh, Lee.
Yeah.
He announces that $20 billion in taxpayer funds were just discovered, laundered into an external financial institutions managed by agents of the Biden administration to finance left-wing NGOs. $7 billion was sent to an entity called the Climate United Fund. Zeldin says he has now clawed back the money and referred the case to the Department of Justice.
That's awesome.
Boom.
And again, I don't know if you've seen this, Paul, but what do you call it? The guy's name escapes me. He's always busting these people with the honeypot stuff.
James
O'Keefe.
O'Keefe, yeah.
Where they got one guy who said they were just trying to get money out of their offices so quick to these NGOs before Trump came into office.
Just throwing it as fast as good, like
they
over
didn't
Titanic.
care who it went to. They just wanted to get it out and get it out of there. So they could say, well, it's gone now. Well, it's now great to see that Lee Zeldin's actually able to claw this money back and refer these people over for scrutiny and an investigation. Because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take as soon as they get the first big fish, get that person under indictment, get him in jail. I think you'll see a lot of the shenanigans starting to be. Everybody's going to be like, "Whoa, hey, okay, now
everyone's going to start chirping for a deal."
Especially the lower ones, because They don't have the resources that their bosses have.
And don't forget that Epstein client list.
Right.
When that comes out in conjunction with this, all of the blackmail that was held over people will now be used as a hammer to get information out of people.
Yeah.
There is so much corruption, so to the core, and all the conspiracy theorists were right, and the people who are still hanging on to their dimwit flags and planted them on TDS Mountain cannot see it, will not see it, because their ego is so entrenched, and this became part of the fiber of who they are. Their worlds are caving in, and we're watching the mental illness when they sing on stage.
Because they're emotionally invested. And something that Damon reported on last week. Remember last week when they moved cash out of committee, but then all of a sudden there was this breaking news, and oh my goodness, now we have Kash Patel maybe lied to Senate and had this money and blah blah blah. It's amazing how that story did not gain traction.
Yeah.
They tried. It was the.
Well, they moved it into that he lied under oath. Right now they're going with he lied under oath, and he said he had nothing to do with the purge at the FBI. And now they're saying that he's behind the purge at the FBI, even though he's not in yet.
Yeah,
they moved it to that.
Right,
now.
But notice how those stories are just not gaining traction. The way they used to have the power, to all of a sudden now
when they controlled all social media, they controlled all the algorithms.
Exactly,
they could really get steam.
So. All right, quick hour 1, hour 2. Back right after this, live from Studio 6B on a Wednesday night.
If anyone didn't get a chance to see the Rogan interview with Benz, it's 3.5 hours, but it's fascinating, man. His command of the entire subject, it's incredible. But it's so much, you got to watch it in segments.
Chat. What's going on? If you're on YouTube, make sure you check to see if you have subs to gift. If you do,
YouTubes.
Do it.
What are these subs you speak of? What does that mean?
Subscription.
Yeah, I get that. I know what a subscription is, but what?
Sandwich.
I like sandwiches.
I like the sandwich. Eat the sausage.
Eat the sausage. He's making a comeback, the Sausage King, huh?
I know. He's running for, I think he's going to run for mayor.
Yeah. Abe Froman?
Yeah, he's going to have a food truck.
No, not Abe.
No?
Abe Froman.
The Sausage King of Chicago.
Oh, the king.
I don't got all day to bark at you, really. I think anyone in the audience remembers that movie?
Of course they do. Come on. This is our audience. They know.
Chris Allen says, Damon, we have sports news and you should do the weather.
Weather?
Yeah,
weather.
on YouTube. Yeah, we don't know whether or not you're going to be in studio or not.
we had a green screen. What?
Nothing.
You don't know whether you're going to be in a studio or not. I don't know.
Oh, weather.
Oh, you're such a subliminal king there.
It's either that or he's
we
a
got
tropical
ticked off
depression.
Patriot. We got Becky. Got Chris Allen, Haley H. Broke spoke into his owl.
The broke spoke. He's not a joke.
Sam Ash got it. Ferris Bueller. Anyone? Anybody?
Bueller.
Rooney?
Remember how creepy that was where he picks up Sloan? So that's how it is in that family. That's like pedo crap in Hollywood back when.
And what's crazy is that dude who played Rooney turned out to be a major pedophile.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like one.
He was one. Like he was.
That'll
it was
do it.
bad. It was bad. Some of the stuff.
I can't. I can believe anything with Hollywood, but I didn't know that. That's,
It was a big story about 4 or 5 years ago. I think he died about 4 or 5 years ago, but it was before that.
Oh.
But he was arrested. He spent time in jail for it.
live from Studio 6B, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Real America's voice and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio. Welcome on in, everybody. Slick's doing sports. Rick Delgado's doing the news. Paul Nolan's doing some news as well. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. Glad you're in. Lots to do in hour two. If you missed hour one, you missed two Crazy Towns, which I'd love to play again, but I will not because the audience might disown me, never watch again, or they're going to bring their dinner back up from where it is currently residing in their stomach. So
my ears, thank you.
Okay, there, that too. So we will not revisit Crazy Towns, and they really were great. They lived up to the name tonight, that's for sure. Especially what's going on in Worcester, Mass. at the city council meetings.
Worcester.
Man, oh man.
It's pronounced Worcester.
Yeah, whatever.
Worcester.
So let's get to a couple things in the news before we do some more sports and news. I said this last night. This is going to be continued to be front page news every day. Judge temporarily blocks DOGE from accessing federal student aid data. A federal judge has temporarily barred Elon Musk's government efficiency from accessing federal student loan and financial aid information stored at the U.S. Department of Education. In an order issued Tuesday evening, Judge Randolph Moss of the U.S. District Court for guess where? The District of Columbia
where else?
Barred any members or associates of Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, from seeing or using information from more than a dozen internal databases related to student finance until next Monday. Both sides of the lawsuit, a group of students at the University of California and the Education Department, have agreed to the halt as they prepare arguments. And again, the question is, how does a group of students at the University of California have standing to bring this case in D.C. to a district court judge for what Elon Musk and DOGE are doing in Washington, D.C.? A group from California. This is the question over and over and over again. These judges that put on these black robes, that think they're smarter than everybody else, that they're going to rule with an iron fist, one of 677 for 330 million people, and continue to grant standing in these cases to order these nationwide injunctions. UC students a week ago accused the Education Department of violating the Privacy Act of 1974, a federal law that restricts federal agencies from sharing personally identifiable information with third parties unless specific legal exceptions apply. For example, the Future Act of 2019 authorizes the Education Department to import tax return information from the IRS to streamline the financial aid application process. In their complaint filed at the D.C. federal court, the students allege that the Education Department has been providing DOGE with continuous and ongoing access to sensitive information for an unspecified period of time without clear oversight or legal authorization. Well, they work for the President of the United States. That's all the legal authorization they need. The lawsuit comes amid growing uncertainty over the future of the Education Department. I think Trump tonight, as in his remarks after swearing in Tulsi Gabbard, called for the end to the Department of Education again, did he not?
Yeah, he did. He wants Linda McMahon to put herself out of work.
The Department of Education operates on a multi-$100 billion budget and oversees $1.5 trillion in federal student loans owned by more than 42 million Americans. President Donald Trump has expressed strong interest in dismantling the department, a position long held by conservatives. So once again, here you go. Where do we go to get a judge who will put DOGE is going to go where next? Okay, let's go. All right, let's go find a judge. They're going to go where after that? All right, let's go find a judge. And magically, all of these people have standing. Just magically. Every single place they go, magically the court says, oh yeah, they have standing to bring this. Injunction. And then what happens? Let's flip it to the good side now. Headline in Politico tonight. Judge allows Trump to implement fork in the road deadline for federal workers. federal judge is allowing the Trump administration to move forward with its plan to downsize the federal workforce by offering employees the option to resign now but stay on the payroll through September. U.S. District Court George O'Toole, an appointee of Bill Clinton, did not address whether the deferred resignation program is legal. Instead, the judge ruled Wednesday that several unions that sued over the program lack legal standing to pursue the issue in court. Thank you. That's what should be happening in all of these cases. So you have finally found one judge, even though appointed by Bill Clinton, who said, you know what? I need to do the right thing here, because if I don't, I'm going to look like a fool on appeal, as all these other ones will when they get appealed to a higher court, you would think, or to eventually the Supreme Court.
Right.
But this is what should be happening in all of these. The judges should be ruling that all of these people who are bringing these don't have standing, because they don't. The program, termed the Fork in the Road and promoted by Trump advisor Elon Musk, originally had a deadline of February 6th for workers to accept the offer. Last week, O'Toole temporarily blocked the administration from enforcing that deadline while he considered the legal arguments in the case. Today, the Boston-based judge denied the union's request for a court order that would have required the government to continue to hold open the deadline while the courts weigh the program's legality. The ruling appears to allow the administration to close the window to opt into the offer, meaning the administration could begin processing the resignations of the workers who have accepted it. The White House said last week that 40,000 people had agreed, and goes on about the deal. But the point of this is the legal point. This is what should be happening all over. This magical standing that they're all getting granted is absurd. Absolutely absurd. So,
well, this is
at least there's some good news tonight.
Right. This is their last non-violent way of trying to stop Trump, because we know once they're going to lose in court, as they're starting to find out, they're going to lose in court. That'll leave for one thing and one thing only, and it's what they've been calling for, is they want violence. This is what the left is. They want violence. They want fights in the street. This is what they're asking for. This is what they're begging for. Unfortunately, at some point, they might get it.
Well, with their money dried up at USAID, there'll be less paid activists and agent provocateurs, so to speak.
And when you have the Hakeem Jeffries and the Maxine Waters and Chuck Schumer's calling for action and we need to get out there and fight, you're not going to see a lot of people stand up with them, because they're not very inspiring, number one, and number two, the check isn't clearing anymore.
I saw a Baptist minister talking about there must be violence in the streets. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Amazing.
You call yourself a man of the cloth?
All right, let's do some sports. 8 minutes past the hour, and here with that is Slick Rick Emirati. Slickster. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. LFS6B is the promo code to use. What's going on?
All right, Big D. Well, some sad news. College football offensive lineman Ben Chrisman, 21, found dead in his apartment, school says.
21?
Yep. Chrisman recently transferred to UNLV. Ryan Gatos of Fox News. Ben Chrisman, a college football offensive lineman who transferred to UNLV, was found dead in his off-campus apartment. The school said in a statement on Wednesday he was 21. Chrisman recently transferred to the university after previously playing for Kentucky and Ohio State. The school said it didn't have any more details on his death, and that the Clark County Coroner's Office in Nevada was working to determine the cause. Our team's heart is broken to hear of Ben's passing, UNLV head coach Dan Mullen said in a statement. Since the day Ben set foot on our campus a month ago, he made the Rebels a better program. Ben was an easy choice for our leadership committee, as he had earned the immediate respect, admiration, and friendship of all his teammates. Our prayers go out to his family and all who knew him. Ben made the world a better place, and he will be missed. School president Keith E. Whitfield said he was incredibly saddened to hear about Chrisman's death. There's a little that can be said to lessen the pain of suddenly losing a member of our university family at such a young age, and my heart breaks for all those who knew and loved him, he said. On behalf of UNLV, our sincere condolences are with Ben's family, friends, and loved ones and teammates during this very difficult time. Chrisman was at Ohio State for 2 seasons. Good team, right? Before he transferred to Kentucky, he set out the 2023 season with a knee injury and played special teams in 2024, according to CBS Sports. Chrisman was from Akron, Ohio, and played high school football at Revere High School. He was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. So very sad news to hear that there. And, what are you going to do? It's very, bad situation. And Washington man faces assault charges after allegedly attacking teen referees during son's hockey game. Well, that hockey's a wild sport, right? Police said video of the attack showed it was unprovoked. Paulina DOGE of Fox News. A man from Washington State is facing assault charges after he was accused of shoving 2 teenage referees during his son's hockey game, which is captured on video by security cameras.
Oh, roll that.
Uriel Isaac Cortez Gonzalez, man, choose at least 2 names. 42 is facing 2 counts of misdemeanor assault after police say he attacked 2 referees, both under the age of 15, in an unprovoked incident during a youth hockey game Sunday. According to court records, officials with the Seattle Police Department received reports of an irate parent, well, that's a new thing, assaulting 2 teenage refs at the Kraken Community Ice Play. The Kraken, that must be named after the Seattle Kraken, right? So just before
every game I go to of my sons, this could happen at any one of these games.
I mean, it's
every
amazing.
single game.
I had an idea. Can we bounce it over here? I had an idea at my son's hockey games growing up, or basketball games where parents lose their
You've been at a few of those.
Oh, forget about it.
Just a few.
Face cameras to the crowd. And the craziest people get shown in between the periods in the intermission area. And this is what you look like. Yep. This is the wacko that you are. Everyone would behave themselves way better because the people don't get it. And most of the craziest ones are the ones who never played a sport in their life.
Well, they live their life vicariously through their kids. And They just can't get over it. That's the problem.
When I was coaching, we would call them first jockers. First jock they ever bought was for their kid.
I like that one. The caller told the dispatcher that the man had left before the game ended, but he was later located by police at a traffic light near the complex. Gonzalez told police he witnessed his son being assaulted by another player from the opposing team during the game.
It's called checking.
Exactly. According to arrest records, he alleged his son was punched and kicked for about 30 seconds, and the referees, they did nothing to stop the assault.
That's called fighting.
Yeah. He claimed he walked to the ice to break the fight and that he shoved one referee to get to his son. He also claimed he was unaware the game officials were minors. Anyway, we know this kind of stuff goes on all the time.
Maybe take him off the hockey team and put him in the ballet or something.
Exactly.
Skating lessons.
Maybe badminton is more his thing, a little bit of a softer touch.
Checking and fighting and the refs staying out of it, that's hockey.
Hockey is, come on, that game is like on ice, intense, passion.
Right.
I mean, he shoved the ref.
Story, the father beat the daylights out of the kid for losing the fight.
Anyway, again, another slow sports night with these stories.
Crazy.
Good Lord.
All right, 13 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. More news. Lee Zeldin dropped another video tonight. We'll play that when we get back as well.
Another butt kicker. And under 62. 150.
I saw that with Trump. Did we have the video for that? Oh, I thought there was a video. I did see that. Bubba? Yep. Oh, okay, I won. And Rory. Oh, Rory's back on the Trump train, huh?
Wait, whoa. Rory is on the Trump train?
Yeah, boy, I got this story. Delgado.
I can start liking him again?
Just send me the story. Is this fake news?
It's got to be fake news.
Oh, it's another fake news story, Delgado. Don't make me look bad. I got a reputation
Trump
here.
is the only one that can kind of say
Oh, I can't believe that story. Rory said that? Man, these people are flipping for Trump, huh? I'll tell you, that Trump guy last night, he was really good, that impersonator, Rick. He was really. You know, the problem is he's only about our height. That if he was like 6'2", he'd be famous.
By the way,
that good.
My wife's Kamala impersonation got so good. I would be like, please stop. It's going through me. She had the laugh down to a T. She had the cadence down. She did it on vacation for the people, in the condo, and it hurts me. It's so good because her voice is like, I don't know. It's like scratching a chalkboard.
Man, hope she doesn't do that too much, Paul.
No, that's it. It's retired.
That could be a real turn off.
It's retired.
Oh man. Yeah, we had a Trump impersonator last night. I was at an event in Bayshore. The guy was so good.
I want to know about this thing with Hochul. What's going on with the airport?
The $150 million
to Islip.
Angie Carpenter called me. She goes, "You still talking to me?" I says, "Yeah, I'm still talking to you." I should have been invited, but Hochul, for whatever reason, I was on the list. She didn't invite me. I think there's no way she knows who I am.
Hey, Damon, you got two reasons here.
Anyway, yeah. So $150 million. Nolan is going into the airport from Hochul. They're doing a whole train to the plane, so they're going to do like a walkway from the train station into the airport. They're going to move They're going to move the terminal to the north side of the airport. It's about a $40 million expense, so it's going to become a really big, busy hub.
I love that airport. It's like a bus stop.
Yeah, well, it's going to be even better.
Get around.
They'll increase some flights too.
What?
It's going to be a pain to get around while they do all that.
Yeah, and
if you take any of those roads over there.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to be putting a lot of money. Part of that 150 is to go to new infrastructure, but I'm waiting to see that. I'm supposed to have a meeting with Romaine tomorrow, so we'll see.
All right, 17 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Are you looking for a voice that truly represents your values? Well, it's time to hook up with AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. AMAC was created to champion the needs of Americans who believe in faith, family, and freedom. Sounds like you. With over 2 million members, their mission is simple but powerful: to protect the interests of all freedom-loving Americans, safeguarding Social Security and Medicare, and advocating for common sense policies. Members gain access to incredible member benefits, including the award-winning AMAC magazine, from exclusive discounts on travel, insurance, and everyday services to a strong voice in Washington. AMAC is here to make a difference in your life and in the life of the nation. Joining AMAC isn't just about benefits. Regardless of your age, it's about belonging to a community that stands for timeless American values. In honor of President Trump's first 100 days in office, AMAC is offering an incredible, and I mean incredible, deal. Enroll right now in AMAC for a 5-year membership for 47% off. Normally $60. Join today for only $32. What? I said normally $60. Join today for only $32. 5 years. AMAC membership, $32. Go right now to amac.us/Studio6B. amac.us/Studio6B to take advantage of this special offer. That's amac.us/Studio6B. Join AMAC and become part of a movement that stands for you, your family, and your future. Well, have you seen the news from economists forecasting a depression? No, not a recession. I said a depression by the year 2030. We're in a perfect storm. Social Security, Medicare hit breaking points, with the largest generation hitting retirement. A smaller workforce means a smaller tax base. Pair that with our growing national debt, rising cost of living, and you have a huge problem. So what are you going to do now to protect your family for the future? Well, gold is a safe haven in hard economic times, and Birch Gold makes it easy to diversify a portion of your savings into physical gold. Birch Gold, they can help you transition an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. And it doesn't cost you a penny out of pocket to do it. Protect your future today. Text the word America to 989898. Get your free information kit on gold, and you can get a copy of The Ultimate Guide for Gold in the Trump Era with a foreword written by Donald Trump Jr. There's no obligation, only information. Birch Gold has earned the trust of countless Americans looking to safeguard their savings. You too can count on them. text America to the number 989898. Do it today. Text the word America and send it to 989898. See if Birch Gold is right for you. You know, when I started telling you about Birch Gold, I think gold was at around 1,400. I think it just hit 3,000.
It's more than double that now, yeah.
And we said at the time that the chart, looking at inflation, what was going to come, this was probably, 2-3 years ago, that gold could be on a run. And boy, has it ever been.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it crossed over 2,900 yesterday.
It can't be denied. And there's so much manipulation in the pricing.
A lot of bullion.
Wait till they clean up the entire fake money system, and gold will explode.
How about your boy Ron Paul being floated out there for Treasury Federal Reserve Chairman, Paul?
That would be unbelievable.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Another person like Kash Patel and Tulsi, the head of these intelligence positions, are basically saying, "I want to vote me in so I can fire you all." He's going to do the same thing.
You're fired.
Yeah, he's not going to put up the shenanigans over there at the Fed. It's a disaster there. Such a disaster.
Total.
You've been talking about this to me for a long, long time. Fix the money, fix the state. And the money wars. What would a Ron Paul at the Fed look like?
I think it would start with a basket of currency, a basket of commodities, Bitcoin, and I think the money would finally be backed by something. I think we wouldn't have fiat currency anymore. I think they would phase it out, and I think the Federal Reserve note would be gone, and I think a U.S. Treasury note would be in. And if a dollar could be printed on the good faith off the backs of Americans' ingenuity and strength and work ethic, and we don't need a Federal Reserve. We can simply do it by just directly bypassing the bond market and just issue the currency as long as there are governing bodies overwatching the senators and the Congress people just printed on a rampage. We just have to have it backed by something. And when that happens, you won't get punished for saving. And that's what's killed this country. And that's why the endless printing. And that's why the shenanigans. Why are we paying income tax if they could print whatever they want, whenever they want? The whole thing is just a joke. And now watching all the corruption being blown away, it's just fantastic. It's fantastic.
And of course, by the way, we got CPI today. Whoops.
Yeah.
Back up to 3. And it's just amusing to me to see people from the left try to run to X and say, "Thank you, Donald Trump." Thank you, Donald Trump. Maybe you guys are not aware, but there's this thing we call a lag in this data. This is absolutely thank you, Joe Biden. And by the way, the next one will be too. We won't even start. Trump's been in office for 3 weeks. We won't have Trump numbers for maybe 6 months.
Right. It's usually 6 months. And that's what happened when he left office first time is Biden enjoyed some pretty good economic numbers for the first 6 months until the wheels started to finally come off when his policy started to take a bit of a hold. Matter of fact, here is cut number 3. Chuck Schumer, everybody's favorite schmuck. Chuck is out there trying to blame Trump for Bidenflation. Cut number 3.
Americans want most. Meanwhile, Americans woke up this morning to bad news for their bank accounts. They woke up to a grim reality that Donald Trump is not going to keep his promise to lower costs. They woke up. Americans woke up to an era of Trumpflation. And unfortunately, this is only the beginning. On DOGE.
He's such an inspiring speaker, isn't he? What a leader.
What a Doge bag.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it's just so absolutely crazy. Crazy. By the way, the numbers being floated around for reconciliation, I'm not grabbing the pom-poms and jumping up and down, I have to tell you. I have the details somewhere. I could pull them up while we're doing something else and get back to them. But I mean, what they're talking about right now is the numbers to get these tax cuts done. When you look at what inflation is already costing the taxpayer, and the assumptions they make in the numbers, They assume basically no recessions. Well, we know that's ludicrous because it's absolutely a chance we could be in recession next year, if not late this year, depending on what happens with the economy with Biden left. Assumes no big expenditures on disasters, and they've already committed to obviously what's going on in North Carolina, what's going on in California. There's a whole lot of assumptions. They're assuming 2.8, 3% GDP growth in these numbers that they're going to try to present for reconciliation. I mean, I haven't looked at it with a fine-tooth comb, but I can tell you the top-level numbers I saw being tossed around. If we're not going to bring spending back to pre-COVID levels, I don't even know how that's not at least the baseline starting point. We can't even talk about anything if that's not at least the baseline. And that's not even close to what they're talking about. I mean, they're still living in this pre-COVID spending like drunken Marxist world. They're in. If we're not even reducing spending to pre-COVID levels, well, I mean, what are we doing through reconciliation? This is our one chance to try to codify some of this stuff. And they're talking about these levels. They're talking about the cost of extending the Trump tax cuts are going to be less than what people are already spending because of inflation, how much more it's costing them to live. So if we're not making bigger changes than that, what are we doing? All right, we're back right after this.
Now we're live in the chat.
Chat.
Wasted alien said it. Kick the can.
Chat. Let's see what's going on in the YouTube. How many we got in the YouTube?
Child of the King gifted 10 live from Studio 6B memberships, Big D.
Oh, thank you
Just
very much.
now, Child of the King. Oof. Putting money
House
where our
budget
mouth is.
reconciliation resolution, $4.5 trillion in 10-year cost of tax cut extension and additions. So they want to spend $4.5 trillion over 10 years for the tax cut extensions and additions. They want to spend $4 trillion more increase in the debt limit, $300 billion in new defense and border spending. That gets spent immediately. In return, calls for $1.5 trillion in mandatory spending cuts over 10 years that will be spelled out by the committee in the coming weeks. They assume 2.8% average growth for 10 years. They assume no disaster spending. I mean, how do they think this doesn't exacerbate inflation, these numbers, what they're talking about? It's just crazy.
Drag Blacker. I wonder where some of these people come up with their names on the chat. Like, how do you get to a drag blacker? Did you drag black and then like, wow, that's even blacker than I thought it was going to be? So you went to drag black? I don't know.
Sounds like some kind of a San Fran nightclub thing.
Drag blacker. Like some people just use their names. All right, let's go check out the Twix. The Twixers. A lot of people just using that, but you got Tweet Potato. How'd you end up with Tweet Potato? Tweet Potato? Like, you have to ask, Tweet Potato, how did you become Tweet Potato? Just asking.
Tweet Potato had a lot of skin in the game. That's why. That's what happens.
Well done. I mean, I don't know how you pull it off.
I like a well done
again.
potato. I like them potatoes. Speaking of potatoes, St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner, Rick. Come on.
Like Farmer Brooke. Are you an actual farmer? He is.
Is he
Okay.
really?
Well, there you go.
minutes past the hour. 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice, and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio. Glad you're in. Slick's doing sports. Delgado's going to do some more news. Paul Nolan's doing some news as well. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. We were talking in the break about reconciliation, and what we're seeing right now early on from the Republicans is just I don't know that it necessarily gets the job done. I don't even know if it's. I don't even think they're going to have the votes. I mean, I don't see how the Freedom Caucus guys think that those numbers make any sense in the world, in the post-COVID world we're living in right now. $4.5 trillion to extend the tax cuts, a $4 trillion raise of the debt ceiling, and then $1.5 trillion of spending cuts over 10 years. How is that not inflationary? I mean, what? I don't know. I don't know how that's your starting point. I don't know how your starting point is not at least pre-COVID spending levels, if you're actually serious about cutting. I have no idea. I'll get to some other comments on this in a second, but I was talking about Lee Zeldin dropped another video tonight about more money being found. This one's interesting. Here it is.
Hi, this is EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin. One of my very top priorities at EPA is to be an excellent steward of your hard-earned tax dollars. There will be zero tolerance of any waste and abuse.
This is amazing.
An extremely disturbing video circulated 2 months ago featuring a Biden EPA political appointee talking about how they were tossing gold bars off the Titanic, rushing to get billions of your tax dollars out the door before Inauguration Day. The gold bars were tax dollars, and tossing them off the Titanic meant the Biden administration knew they were wasting it. Following this revelation, during my meetings with members of Congress, I made a very important commitment to them and to the American people, which I reiterated at my confirmation hearing that if confirmed, I would immediately get a full accounting. Fortunately, my awesome team at EPA has found the gold bars. Shockingly, roughly $20 billion of your tax dollars were parked at an outside financial institution by the Biden EPA. This scheme was the first of its kind in EPA history, and it was purposefully designed to obligate all of the money in a rush job with reduced oversight.
Even further, this pot of $20 billion was awarded to just 8 entities that were then responsible for doling out your money to NGOs and others at their discretion with far less transparency. Just under $7 billion was sent to one entity called the Climate United Fund. I'm sure you and I now have some of the same questions. How do these organizations decide how to allocate funding? How much money have they given out so far and to whom? Are there any former Biden EPA staffers who are now working at these entities? Let me make one thing abundantly clear. At this point, there is zero reason to suspect any wrongdoing by the bank. Here's my position as EPA administrator. The financial agent agreement with the bank needs to be instantly terminated, and the bank must immediately return all of the gold bars that the Biden administration tossed off the Titanic. EPA needs to reassume responsibility for all of these funds. We will review every penny that has gone out the door. I will be referring this matter to the Inspector General's office and will work with the Justice Department as well. The days of irresponsibly shoveling boatloads of cash to far-left activist groups in the name of environmental justice and climate equity are over. The American public deserves a more transparent and accountable government than what transpired these past 4 years. We take our obligations under the law as seriously as it gets. I've directed my team to find your gold bars, and they found them. Now we will get them back inside of control of government as we pursue next steps. As President Trump has vowed, we are going to usher in a new golden age of American success for the citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Lee Zeldin.
Huge news. And you know what? What are the chances they can actually go ahead and just outlaw these NGOs? Just cut them off at the knees.
Wow.
Just get rid of
my
them.
language. And
Because it turns out that these
transparency
are the mechanisms for the hijinks when it comes to our money, where they dole it out to a non-governmental agency that is probably all staffed with government people that they know or their family members, so they can get the money.
Yeah, right. And they were on the staff of 11 NGOs, and they got $1 million here, $300,000 there, $500,000 there. Or, I don't know if you guys saw the guy in I believe it was San Fran or L.A. Councilman went to Africa for 20 days, spent $26,000, and he said it was racism, and that's why that he wasn't allowed to spend the taxpayers' money on his vacation. And it's the black woman on the panel's like, she goes. She basically says, this is not racism. You calling me a racist? Your black butt took $26,000 of our budget to go on vacation.
Yeah.
I wanted to send in that clip, and it's just common sense is just going to prevail. Once the veil is lifted, we'll be able to, we'll get back to a reasonable conversation. Like we said, crazy has been normalized.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly.
And corruption and stealing money, stealing taxpayer money and hiding it in NGOs and paying yourself and your friends and your family has been normalized.
Yeah.
A couple things on the spending things before we get to news. I saw the governor of Florida comment on this comment. Oilfield Rando, I don't know who that is, but on Twitter, in response to a tweet over at Red State, one of our favorite places to go look for news, they said, given the latest inflation news this morning and the fact that inflation was still humming summer of 2024, there really needs to be an investigation into why the Federal Reserve lowered interest rates just before the election, knowing that inflation was still running red hot, because it sure seems like they were trying to help the Democrats win. Bingo. And then this Oilfield Rando said a ton of the insane Biden administration funding was passed in a reconciliation bill. The preposterously named Inflation Reduction Act, for starters. There's no excuse for the GOP not using a reconciliation bill to cut all of it. Any Republican who isn't on board is wetting their beak in the spending. And the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, said anything Biden enacted via reconciliation, which only requires 50 votes in the Senate, can be repealed via reconciliation. Republicans have 53 senators. They can save trillions of dollars by repealing Biden's profligated spending. No excuses. And that's exactly right.
That Inflation Reduction Act was $1.7 trillion, if I remember correctly, right? It was $1.7 trillion. It just went nowhere. And it did nothing. It did nothing. All it did was devalue the dollar.
I mean, and it seems, and as he also said, returning to pre-COVID spending levels, exactly, while repealing all of Biden's spending would make a huge difference, even if it paired up with spending more on military and border. But there's no reason at all, at a minimum, not to return to pre-COVID spending levels. So, all right, let's do some more news. 38 past the hour, and here with the news is Rick Delgado. What's going on, Delgado?
All right. Well, first off, I've got to throw out a congratulations shout out to Miranda. She got straight A's, Damon, and she loves and watches the show with her dad, who lets her stay up late to watch. So,
wow, straight A's.
Congratulations.
Nice.
Straight A's.
Good job, girl.
A's. Very good. You're a student just like Big D was.
Yeah.
Very good. Congratulations.
Sure. And, that's why he got a big D on his report card every year.
Maybe not, but...
And also Ratchet sending us $5 in the Rumble chat. So a Rumble super chat.
Slick, if you got a handwritten test back and the teacher gave you an F,
I tell him F you,
and wrote an F at the top, and you wanted to, let's say, I don't know, change that grade before it got home to your parents. What would you try to turn the F into if you want to look inconspicuous?
Real simple. I close it to a nice little B. I just put a little loop here.
That's exactly right.
And
Go right to a B, right?
F to B, baby.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, there's red and yellow marker all over.
No, I sync up the marking. Yeah. I'm not that crazy.
Big D went for the old A.
Yeah.
I was so stupid. I was trying to turn it into an E for excellent. That wasn't a grade.
And I thought about this for about the last 40 years and thought...
40 years?
I don't know. Well, maybe it was less. Well, how old was I? I don't know. To high school, I guess. So maybe 35 years.
60.
And I thought, why didn't I just go for the B?
That would have been so
because
easy.
you start to feel pretty good about yourself.
Just close
I can do this.
Because I was always striving for the best. That's what it was.
Right. Well, B stands for best.
As you can tell with this show.
Well,
I don't know what you're striving for, Delgado.
Yes, I am.
That proves
Delgado.
proves that guy dead.
Couch.
You realize that you didn't have to actually bring it home. You can like hide it under the stove. Just hide it.
Those are the days.
Boy. Well, those are the days.
That was short-lived.
Yep.
Parent-teacher conference. You were doomed.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do some of this news?
Yes, I do. But my kids can't get away with anything because now it's all electronic. Now it's like I can just
you're dead
forget
today.
it.
And you have access to the
my school with this, that, all these apps, so you can just see everything. You can see what the teacher
gave them that day.
That second did.
So you can see how they did on their
absolutely
pottery class.
Yeah. You see all of it. So
yep.
All right, let's do the news, Delgado.
All right, we're talking about corruption and waste. Well, of course, they had their first subcommittee hearing delivering on the government of efficiency and whatever it's called. DOGE was happening today. And, of course, Democrats were all in to target Elon Musk and try and make him the big bad wolf in the room that we should all be scared and afraid of because he's after all of our personal information and he wants our money and he wants to steal our Social Security card so he can go and, take out loans in our name. Who knows? But here is a little bit of Maxine. Mad Max, the gigantic-headed Democrat from California, cut number 6, where she accidentally admits why Democrats are so angry about Elon Musk and what DOGE is doing. Again, cut number 6. Listen carefully to Maxine.
The people of this country are being violated because all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us. We don't know
they don't know what we have on
what
us.
all they have on us.
If that doesn't say everything about why they are so upset about what is happening, she just spilled the beans right there. Man. We don't know what they all have on us.
Flipped a wig.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. So, again, this subcommittee hearing happened today, led by Marjorie Taylor Greene. I've got some great clips here. We don't have enough time. I'll play them in the next segment. But turns out things got a little spicy there on the subcommittee hearing floor when talking about DOGE and specifically about Elon Musk. Not only there, but on MSNBC and then CNN afterwards as well. So we'll get to that right after this break.
Let's take that break and then we'll be back. 17 till the hour, live from Studio 6B.
A plus.
How to make an A?
That's the one this is the video I needed.
F into an A plus.
This is the video I needed back in the day. I didn't have it. This is it. This is the one. See, I didn't do this.
Smart.
Look at that. Look at that. It's the one I needed, Slick.
Oh, man.
You weren't thinking big enough. You were just thinking A. You should have went A+.
Wow. You effed yourself back then.
The fact that you didn't think of it is probably why you got the F in the first place.
Exactly. Yep.
Can't argue with you there.
Oh, Big D. Oh, you're a good student. How the hell did you end up being a music teacher and all that nonsense? Come on. Big D.
Well, my high school days, I wasn't as, well.
What do you mean?
Dedicated to.
You were a good student. You went to a good school. You got accepted to a good school.
Only because I could rip the piano.
Can you play that clip again with her saying that? Can that be done?
They don't know what they have on us?
Yeah, I need to hear that.
That's
again.
a beauty.
The people of this country are being violated because all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us. We don't know what all they have on us.
What a well-constructed sentence, by the way.
Wow.
I think she got an F,
What a
too.
genius. Ignorance is bliss. Why does she look so miserable? Oh, boy. This genius.
Speaking of crazy clips, yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good catch.
How about this one? Put this one up, Aaron.
It's people for censorship.
Look, let me tell you something. I'll
Oh, I
take
know.
a bit of umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people and advancing progress. But they are not serious.
Censoring the American people. I thought I sent that one in, too.
Mark Gibbs says, can you get Delgado to post that Maxine clip link? Put that on your Ugly
Yeah, I put it
American.
on my X.
All right. Hey, Mark Gibbs is going to put it on his X. You got to follow
Mark
Delgado.
Gibbs in the house.
What is it? Ugly American Idiot? What is it? Rad? What are you?
I don't know if you guys saw.
Aaron just fell
Matt
off my chair.
Taibbi. Did you see him in front of Congress? And he was told, he basically gave them the business.
No.
Talking about they told him they called them so-called journalists, and then they said, put your tinfoil hat on and remember two things: there is no digital censorship, and if there is digital censorship, it's for your own good.
Who said this?
That's what Kerry said to Matt Taibbi.
Last segment.
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B. Last segment of the show. Man, it went so fast. Real America's Voice, 103.9 LI News Radio. Welcome on in, everybody. Paul Nolan's been doing some news. I'll try to get to everybody here as we wrap up the show. I'll start with sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the promo code to use. Man, it gives you a great savings on all the great stuff. If you're doing Valentine's, well, you're probably a little late to get it for Valentine's Day now, but whatever you got coming up, birthdays or Easter or whatever you're shopping for, Lindell's got great stuff, and our promo code LFS6B gives you a great savings. Use it when you're there. Slick, what's going on?
All right, Big D, NCAA men's basketball, one more sweep of the scoreboard. Here we go, Division I. All these games are late first half. Arizona State 39-37 over Texas Tech. Duke smoking 32-19 over California. They've got tied LSU and Arkansas 28 each. Oklahoma right now trails Missouri 26-18. And a little bit of an upset tonight. Villanova driving a stolen Nova. Upsets number 9 St. John's 73-71. Redmond go down. Big loss there. South Carolina lost to Ole Miss 72-68. And Louisville actually annihilates NC State 91-66. NHL right now, Paul. We got the Four Nations face-off round robin. 7 to go in the second. Oh, Canada 2-1 over Sweden right now. I want to check that out. Yep. And the Nets up by 10 over the Sixers with a minute to go in the fourth. Oh, nice. The Sixers are going to really drop 14 below 500. Hawks right now trail the Knicks 121-116. 6 to go there in the fourth.
Do you have any sport team that you root for that doesn't play like a high school team?
That would be no. That would be a firm no.
Just want to check.
I can't wait for baseball season so the Reds could be in last place by April. Here we go, Big D. We got the Cavs. Cavs 131-108 over the Raptors. End of the fourth. Oh, my God. Let's get out of these scores. I'm getting depressed right now. One more Super Bowl story, Big D. Taylor Swift fans call ICE
That's me.
on mother of Eagles star after Travis Kelce's Super Bowl loss. This is Warner Todd Houston and Breitbart. Yeah, Taylor Swift fans revealed their vicious side once again. Boy, they're tough, those Swifties. Watch out for them. They're coming for me, I heard. With one of the pop star's followers going so far as to call Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE on a restaurant owner over an Eagles player trolling of Swift's relationship with Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce. According to reports, a Swiftie called ICE to get the agency to raid a restaurant owned by Eagles tight end C.J. Gardner-Johnson's parents, Brian and Delatron, after the player trolled Swift in a social media post. That's heavy stuff, guys, here. The Johnson's restaurant also suffered an avalanche of negative reviews after their son's comments about Swift's romance with Kelsey's angered Swifties. The attack on his mom and dad came after Gardner Johnson jumped to his Instagram stories to joke that Kelsey should have stayed with that thick bleep. It's an apparent comment on Kelsey's previous relationship with journalist Kayla Nicole, who we talked about last night. He should have stayed with that thick shake there, whom he had dated for 4 years before taking up with the pop singer. All right, Big D, put your hat on there. But after posting the image to Instagram, at least one Swiftie called ICE and admitted, I made an ICE report on his mom's business and don't regret it. You love this? This is unbelievable.
Some thick ice.
Gosh.
Yeah.
There's
Anyway.
so much stupid to go around in that story.
Hey, TMZ's on it, though. You know, that's got a lot of validity. According to TMZ, the tsunami of bad reviews on the... Boy, they don't try the mozzarella sticks there. Triggered Yelp's usual activity alert. Temporarily disabled comments section. Google simply deleted all the recent review activity. This just got out of hand. Boy, you don't mess with those Swifties. Hey, dude, I'm telling you the story. I'm reading it as it is. This is Breitbart Sports.
I'm with you. What are you looking at me for?
That was wrong with
Wow.
you. On,
What do you mean, what's wrong with me?
This is brig news here. This is
I know
Swifties.
it's brig news.
I know.
Kelsey's the homies there smoking this guy Johnson, man.
This is brig news.
The
Smoking
Eagles.
a Johnson. You're
I'll tell you, man.
correct.
Man, you get away with more stuff.
I do.
I don't know how that story devolved into smoking a Johnson, but okay.
All right, Slick, anything else in sports?
That'd be a negative. I'll throw it over to Delgado.
That's
for
what I've
some more, groundbreaking news over here.
All right, sports is brought to you by
That's a wrap.
Zeb Fair on Facebook says, must be slow in sports today.
Don't try the wraps there either at that restaurant. I'll tell you that.
Oh, man. All right, Delgado. Paul, let me come back to you before Delgado will wrap us up here. Anything else in the news that's caught your attention?
No, just John Solomon has a couple cool things. I'll give you the headlines real quick. Michael Madigan, a long-serving Illinois House Speaker, was kind of buddy-buddy with Barack Obama, just got nailed on 10 federal charges of all kinds of corruption and influence plays. So it's nice to see more of these...
Well, the Maxine clip kind of, I said this last night on the show, Paul, you weren't here. When Trump and Elon's yesterday in the Oval Office says, we just find it interesting that there's a lot of these people who work in government that make $150,000, $170,000 a year and have net worths of, $50 million. And we'd like to know, well, how do you do that? If you're that good a trader, we'd like to take your trading advice. And if you're not that good of a trader, how do you accumulate $25, $50 million working for the public on $150,000, $170,000 salary a year?
Yeah, that's why they're all running like rats off a ship. Mm-hmm. And that's what my other quick story was. At least 70,000 federal workers have opted into Trump's buyout offer as of February 11th. 70,000 federal workers opted for a buyout. All right, good riddance. See you later.
I think there's a lot of people who may not be sleeping as well as they have been at night with Trump making comments like that. Like today, he did it again, I think today. He said there's got to be kickbacks.
Yeah.
You're going to find there. Do you have that clip? From the press conference?
I don't. It could be, yeah. I think it could be here. Cut number 11. It could be this cut where he says they found fraud.
All right, try that one.
What we're going to do is tomorrow I'm having a news conference. I'm going to read to you some of the names that hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars have been given to. And if you tell me that we should be giving money to those things, those entities, I think you'll probably have to leave as a reporter because you're not very talented. When you look at the kind of money, billions and billions of dollars being thrown away illegally.
He's great.
And there's no chance. I mean, I say it in front of our Attorney General, there's no chance that there's not kickbacks or something going on. When you give millions and millions of dollars to somebody that stands to look at something for 15 minutes and walks away with millions of dollars, that money's coming back in some form.
Bingo!
And that's only one form of corruption.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is what they do to our country. They're taking massive amounts of money and spending it on items. I went through a list of 200 expenditures that were made, and I found 3 that looked like they were reasonable. Okay, 3. And we'll be talking about that tomorrow. We have a lot of stuff.
Oh,
that's going to be appointment television.
Yeah,
whatever time that is.
He announced that he's going to do that tomorrow. He's going to read that list.
You're going to go live.
I'm definitely going live if I can with that. Whatever that is.
This is way better than anybody could have dreamed it would be. This has been like just an endless victory march.
Thank
so
God.
Much fun.
After 4 years
and
of
it's only
complete misery.
It's only week
generous.
3. It's only week 3.
But again, not to pour cold water on this, Congress has got to get it together because good
luck.
The spotlight turns from Trump, who keeps hitting us with victory after victory because he can through his executive power. Congress has got to get some stuff done.
Oh, I thought there's going to be a dance routine with the singing numbers.
No.
That's where we're going to be in trouble.
All right, I want to leave you guys with this. One of the scenes from the DOGE subcommittee hearing on the Hill today. Here is Haywood Talcove. He's the CEO of a company called LexisNexis Special Services, and he tells Congressman Tim Burchett about how much government could save. Again, this is cut number 7. Check this out.
How much money do you calculate is wasted due to waste, fraud, and abuse in the entitlement programs each year?
Yeah, my number right now between federal, state, and local government is you can save $1 trillion a year by simply putting in front-end identity verification, eliminating self-certification, and monitoring the back end of the programs that are providing the benefits. Those 3 things.
Yeah, simple as that.
It's a lot of money, $1 trillion.
Simple accounting practices.
1/36 of our debt.
Yeah.
Trillion.
All right, as always, we salute our military, active and active police, firefighters, first responders, EMTs, everybody on the front lines protecting us, all our emergency personnel, all our truckers, all our farmers, everybody that keeps the country moving and safe. Thanks, guys, on the show. Thanks, Paulie. Aaron and Frank, great job as always. Most of all, thank you to Live from Studio 6B audience. We'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Hopefully, I'll see you during the day tomorrow, but we'll be here 8 p.m. live from Studio 6B.